Chef Buck here, and today we're going to make up a miso soup, a vegetable soup with soybean paste. If you're not familiar with miso, it is made from soybeans. It's a soybean paste, and it is a very versatile seasoning. One of the benefits of miso is that it's fermented, so it's good for your gut. Come on over here, camera girl. Let me start my skillet going first, because I'm going to saute up my vegetables a little bit, which you don't have to do, but I always like cooking up my onions a little bit, add a little bit more flavor. But I'll go ahead and let my oil heat up here while I slice my vegetables up. So I'm going to take one dinky do onion, and I'm going to take 1/2 of it. This is something I've gotten into the habit of lately, is mincing up one part of my onion kind of fine, giving it a nice fine chop, and then taking the other half of my onion and cutting it just a little more rustically, so I have some nice chunks of onion, to go with my little bits and bobbles of onion. And I'll go ahead and slice up the bottom half of my onion as well. And I'm going to save the top for like a green onion garnish. And celery, boom, celery in a soup, always a good idea, because no matter how much you cook your soup, it'll have a nice little bit of crunch. I'm just using 1 stalk of celery, but use as much of these veggies as you like. And then I like carrot for the color and the nutrition, of course, but I'm going to have them thinly sliced so they won't take that long to cook, because I'm not going to spend a lot of time cooking this dish. My oil is hot enough to throw my onion in here, so we'll go ahead and give our onion just a few moments head start. And I'm going to add a little bit of pizzazz to my soup with just some red pepper flakes, just a wee little bit.
Yeah, but wee little bit.
Camera girl thinks that's a lot, but she's wrong. So I give my onion a couple minutes head start there, and then we'll throw in the rest of these veggies. I'm going to put a little bit of black pepper, and then that's it. And I'm not going to add any salt at all, because miso is very salty. And that's going to be all the salt we're going to need. So now I'm going to put a little bit of water in here. And I got 2 cups of water. And then I'm going to turn my burner up to high and throw a lid on here, and we'll let it come up to a bubble. And then while that's coming up to a bubble, let me get my other ingredients ready over here. I'll go ahead and chop up my green onion. Then I'm going to put a little bit of spinach in there, just a handful. And I'll give this just a little rough choppy chop. And then we got some seaweed. Now you can use any kind of seaweed you like, but these are the kind of nori strips that you use for sushi and whatnot. But we like to cut these up and use them on salads, and we use them in soups and all kinds of stuff. Let me get a sheet out of here. Oops, come on over here, camera girl. My pot's already come up to a bubble. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. So our stove's off, and our pot is just bubbling away, and we'll leave this alone while we get this set over here. I'm going to use just half of this sheet, and I'm just going to cut it up into some thin strips. Come on over here, camera girl. I'm going to go ahead and throw my miso in here. Now if you look on the lid of a miso container, they've got a couple of different recipes. They say 1/2 cup of water to 1 teaspoon of miso, and to me that's overly salty, so I like to use a little bit less. I've got 3 teaspoons here for about 2 cups of water, but you can really adjust the amount of miso, but I would go a little bit less than they recommend for a soup, because you can always add more. So we'll stir this miso around in here, and it will dissolve, and that's all you have to do. You don't want to cook the miso in with the soup. Just add it after it's already come to a boil. And then we'll go ahead and add these other ingredients in here, just into the hot water. We don't have to boil these ingredients with the soup. So this is just a hearty little vegetable miso soup. Very simple flavors, super duper delicioso, healthy. But go ahead and give this recipe a try. I have it written down below. You can go over to myfoodchannel.com. We'll have the simple miso recipe written down over there. Thanks for watching and subscribing. We'll see you in the future. Bye-bye.